Let's talk about Uber lowering insurance coverage for P1, 2, and 3.
Yeah, this is due to the SB 371 that they passed, right? But this is an addendum that was sent out to California drivers, and I'm sure they're going to work on this. By the way, Chris, my sister-in-law works, she's the office manager for a personal injury firm, law firm. You know how Uber was not trying, they did pass actually, they're past the reduction of lawyer fees, right? You know, the 33% in Nevada. Now they're doing it in California, and my sister-in-law's boss is shitting in his pants. He goes like, if that happens, we're screwed. I'm like, yeah, but Uber is very powerful. They will do it.
Attorney?
Yeah, there's attorney fees, you know.
Ooh.
So this is for California drivers, but this will come as Uber keeps pushing SB 371 like laws in every state, because Uber complains about you know, high commercial insurance rates and ambulance chasers increasing the fares on the riders. However, literally maybe 7 hours after midnight, I had a few texts from LA drivers. They go, Serge, they cut the fares again. And I'm like, how do you guys know? And they said, well, look at it. Look at this. This is what it costs to go from here to here, and then old screenshot and new screenshot. And it seems like Uber cut the fares in LA, at least for that time period. But the print is too small on this. But what I want you to do is, if you don't mind, read where the capital letters and highlighted on the second paragraph.
Any type of insurance coverage that is not described in this addendum is not currently maintained by company on your behalf. That one?
Yeah. Continue now.
You want me to read from there, or
read from there, or read the insurance coverage part.
Okay, well, a company may not currently maintain the same auto insurance coverage on your behalf that it has in the past. That means that any representations company made in the past about insurance coverage it maintained on your behalf may no longer be applicable, because the insurance coverage it currently maintains may have changed. You can confirm existing coverage maintained on your behalf below at any time in the insurance hub. Insurance coverage is company maintains during the terms of this agreement insurance related to your provision of passenger transportation services with the following coverage and limits liability. While logged onto the Uber application provided by company and available to receive Uber requests prior to being matched with a user, which is period 1, for those who don't know. So period 0 is when you're offline. Period 1 is when you are online without going to pick somebody up or have a butt in the car. So this is the time where you're online, but you're waiting for a ride to come in. Company maintains primary auto liability insurance in the amount of $50,000 for death and bodily injury per person, $100,000 for death and bodily injury per incident, and $30,000 for property damage. In addition, during this period, company maintains excess liability coverage in the amount of $200,000 per occurrence, effective December 16, 2020. During this period, company also maintains occupational accidental insurance with a combined single limit of $1 million per accident. B, beginning when a user request for transportation has been accepted within the Uber app and while en route to pick up the location of the requested transportation services, and ending when the trip is started or the user enters the vehicle, whichever happens first. Company maintains primary auto liability insurance in the amount of $1 million for death, bodily injury, and property damage. If a driver holds comprehensive and collision coverage on his or her personal auto policy, then company also maintains coverage for physical damage to the vehicle with a $2,500 deductible. Effective December 16, 2020, during this period, company also maintains occupational accident insurance with a combined single limit of $1 million per accident. And again, this is period 2. So that is the pickup, that is the accepting to the pickup, and beginning when a trip is started for when a user enters the vehicle, whichever happens first, and ending when the last requesting user departs from your vehicle, a trip is ended, or a trip is canceled, whichever is later. Company maintains primary auto liability insurance in the amount of $1 million for death, bodily injury, and personal property damage. In addition to the period, company maintains underinsured motorist coverage in the amount of $60,000 per person and $300,000 per incident for death and bodily injury. except that limits are 1 million on the premise of John Wayne Airport, Long Beach Airport, McLean,
all the small airports except LAX.
Oakland, San Francisco, Ontario, San Diego, blah, 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 all the way. If a driver holds comprehensive and collision coverage on his or her personal auto insurance, then company also maintains coverage for physical damage to the vehicle with a $2,500 deductible effective December 16, 2020. During this period, company also maintains that the same with combined single limit of 1 million per accident.
Yeah. So the key in this is due to SB 371 passage, they're lowering the uninsured motorist and underinsured motorist insurance. For example, if you're driving and it's not your fault and you get hit, you get sideswiped, or you get T-boned by somebody, their insurance takes precedence. But then if they don't have insurance, the coverage that they used to provide is being cut to 60,000 and 300,000 from 1 million. Be careful, folks. Have a dash cam to start with, obviously.
One thing I always say is work smarter, not harder. If you aren't using the Solo app, then you may be working harder. So let's change that. Download the app, link your accounts where you can manage your income, track your expenses, and project your taxes. Not only that, but you can plan by optimizing your time, make more, and even guarantee your daily pay with guaranteed earnings. Download Solo and begin to work smarter, not harder today. Link is in the description. All right, let's get back to it.
And as I had asked Jeremy, Chris, Lyft CEO David Vischer said, we're going to save $200 million because of SB 371. And he said, we're going to pass it on to the drivers. Earnings, higher earnings.
We'll see.
So that doesn't look like they're doing it, because I'm already getting screenshots that they have lowered fares in LA some more. I'm like, oh, okay.
The question
I never
is,
thought
any lower.
Well, I never thought the riders would benefit too much or as much as they say, because they said we're going to lower fares because commercial insurance coverage is going down. We'll see. But they're going to pocket the money, I'm pretty sure. But then we'll stay on it. So be careful, folks. This is just California, but then please go and check out what your coverage is. You may think you're covered for P1. In some states, there is absolutely no uninsured motorist and underinsured motorist coverage, like Texas, for example. So go check what your state, laws are, because each state is different. Yeah, I'm not surprised that they keep lowering the coverage with the premise that rider fares are going to go down. Well, I don't think they are, but we'll see.
No, they're not. They might go down a little bit and say, oh, well, you know what? We got less. We're able to save money here or doing something. They're not going to explain exactly what, but they're going to be like, they're going to say, oh, yeah, you get to save. So those larger sum rides, you save a few dollars. That feels a little nice. And then they'll just keep it there and then raise it right back up. But here's the other thing too. Actually, you raise a good point. So for not just California, but yes, California drivers, but also across the country, send your screenshots. So if you have similar trips from, the last week prior to New Year's, send those in and then send in new ones, seeing if you are noticing any type of pay cut when it comes down to it. So let us know there. So if you're seeing, a massive difference when it comes to the pay for the same particular ride that you were taking just last week or a couple of weeks ago to today, we'd love to see that. That's definitely another thing that we keep on track.
Yeah, I already got a couple from drivers especially going out of LAX. There's a min fare of $12.50 going out of LAX. That was immediately reduced after New Year's Eve to like 11. So, and by the way, this insurance thing is going to kick in January 6th. So, okay, make sure you understand your coverage, whatever state you're in, to start with, and definitely try to go find yourself some P1 rideshare insurance coverage, because you are not covered as much as you think you may be.
And then we'll also have to mention this to Len, see if he notices anything with the data that he gets from quote unquote places that I cannot discuss. But it'll be interesting to see, because we can sort of track some of that by looking at it, but when we get these data dumps and they go through that type of data and then they say, hey, check out this what we're noticing. That's where we can see the actual drops, because they have massive collections of data at that point. But we can definitely take a look at that.
All right, thanks for watching. That short little clip was from our live stream, Show Me the Money Club with Sergio and myself, Tuesdays, 6 p.m. Eastern, 3 p.m. Pacific. Make sure you subscribe, turn on all notifications so you get notified when we go live, as well as all of our awesome content. Make sure to check out this video right here, which will take you to the entire live stream, or check out this video right there. All right, drive smart, everyone.